Hello, this is Melak and welcome to the next part of my Let's Play Minecraft Season 3. I say next part because I'll be honest and say not 100% sure which part this is. You know, I have a good history with not knowing what episode I'm on. Mostly because I'm so eager to provide content for you guys that I just rush into it and realise that I've no idea what I'm doing. One thing to notice is that now, if looking at my other screen, there's been 11 attempts at Poke Gen 2000 trying to connect to the server. Literally, I've started up the server. In fact, actually, it's 12 times now. You're not on the whitelist. You're not going to get in. I'm sorry, but you're just not going to get in. You're not on the whitelist. Give up. Seriously. I appreciate you trying. I do appreciate that. But oh no, he's tried again. And Daniel Mage has also had a bit of a go as well to try and connect. You're not going to get in. You're not on the whitelist. As you've probably have briefly seen, obviously last episode I showed off my beautiful portrait from Hanzo677, which I thought was brilliant, and I looked at that and thought, wow, people are gonna have trouble beating that. And then, I mean, I'm not saying beating, but I am again wowed by another picture. You've got like the elements of my Minecraft kind of history almost, and almost a bit of my Skyrim stuff. Obviously there's Mage, and this is post at Good Times, and you've got obviously myself there with the Bernie diamond sword, because obviously we had the Bernie sword in Skyrim, with a potion of swiftness there in hand. In the distance you can see there the entrance, which is basically kind of, if you go this way, which is these sort of windowy bits here of the fortress, and then you can see the earth, the fire, the air, and the water towers in the distance. How cool is that? That is brilliant. I love it. It's just awesome. I'm continually impressed. I love it. I just to think that someone's gone out there and spent time, because that is way beyond my ability. I couldn't produce that kind of art. I'm not an artist. Poke Gen 2000 and Daniel Mage are still trying to get in. This is the comic strip that I spoke about last episode. Now, I do apologise to Attila the Hun. It doesn't translate very well to this low grade, even on a HD texture pack. You can't really see, and I've had to abbreviate the dialogue. So generally, some random guy off scene says, "Melek, why are you wearing a dress?" And I turn around and say, "It's a robe, you idiot." And he says, "Are you sure it looks like a dress?" And I say, "Leave or I will destroy you." And then it's like, "No, I cast a nuke spell." He says, "Crap." I'm assuming that the next panel, if there had been another panel, would be him exploding and there being entrails kind of spilling out. But I didn't have another panel with that, so we'll have to just imagine what happened. Another lovely little bit, and it's quite spooky, and you can't see the important detail on this, but this is like a screenshot of the library. But obviously it's not something that I produced. Someone's recreated, well, someone, Tiki Codex, has recreated the library. You cannot see it, but just up here there's a bit of a red blur, and I'll just put the cursor up there and move away. It's actually me looking at the bookcases, and I'm very impressed. And honestly, this picture looks a lot better when you actually see the raw picture, and it's just a shame that it has to be reduced in quality by being put into Minecraft. It is a shame. Oh, no, there's nothing to that one. Ow! Get out of the way! Yeah, there we go. Is it room 2 that's got it? Here we go. And then we've got another little black and white arty piece. There I am by Louis Todd. So yeah, very good. So I'm getting art. I'm getting people sending me stuff to drape on my walls, and I'm getting quite worried that I'm going to run out of space any moment. I really am. So yeah, no, thank you very much for sending things in. I think it's absolutely fantastic that I'm actually getting things sent in. Now, for this episode, anyway, let's move on from the art. Art is all very well, but you know, we've got to actually play Minecraft at some point. You know. Now, oh, the doors! All the doors are open. Oh yes, yes, all my animals have been killed or released. Okay, one thing I am going to do, I'm just going to break these, is find a cat. Now, there was a brief amount of time when we had a go, and I was helped very kindly in trying to find a cat. And we found a cat, and we fed it fish, and as most cats are, it was fairly unimpressed with my meagre fish providence. So, you know, cats are just, they're egotistical. Oh, my alarm's going off for some reason. It's relatively unimportant. So what I'm going to do, I've got Potion of Healing there. What else have I got? Nothing particularly special. I know this is pretty much retired, this area, but I can always chuck on my random junk here. It'll do, it'll do. So what I'm going to do is very quickly... Do I have any sticks or any wood? Create a fishing rod. I think it's something like... Is it something like that? There we go. I think it'd be a good idea just to take some wood with me anyway. Okay, I'm going to catch some fish. Now, I'm not saying that catching fish is a particularly interesting activity, but I need fish. Because at the end of the day, if I'm going to tame some cats, then I need some seriously fishiness. No? Did that not work? Or do I have to press... I think I have to have better reactions than that, which is probably not so good because I've been out at the pub today. But hopefully I can catch the fish, tame the cat, bring it back home, and then be thoroughly annoyed at how needy it is, because it'll no doubt be a really needy animal. Well, they are. They're needy animals. Trust me, I had cats for many years. 12 years I had cats for when I was younger. 12 years I looked after 2 cats. And they are... at the... No, it's... See, left clicking doesn't do anything. Am I just literally being too slow? Come on, you stupid bloody thing. But anyway, yeah, cats, they're just... They're lovely. And, you know, when they're curled up on your lap and they're drooling all over your jeans and purring away to the point where you can't concentrate on the program you're watching. Brilliant, you know, fantastic. But I can't say that they feel like... You don't feel like they need you, even though they clearly do. They're very... I don't know what the word for it is, to be honest. I don't know. Cats, they've got an attitude, but it's not a kind of, it's not a screw you attitude. It's a case of, well, I'm better than you attitude, and I'll only do what I want attitude. And I'm not a dog. I'm not going to learn tricks attitude. I'll only learn what I want to learn attitude. They're very independent in that sense, but they're happy to spend time with you. Absolutely. On their own terms. That's just cats all over. They're rewarding animals to be owned by. Because that is exactly it. They own you. You don't own a cat. Cats have never been owned by anyone. I'm gonna get like a dozen fish. Well, okay, maybe not a dozen, maybe half a dozen fish. That should probably be enough. But then again, cats. Who's to say how many fish is enough for a cat? Come on. You stupid thing. One more fish. Well, it's getting dark. Meh. I've learned some new spells. I've been doing research. Oh, Furry Vengeance is trying to log in now. You'll be happy to know. What was it? Let me have a look. Poke Gen 2000. Given up. I think we've just had finally given up on trying to log in. Daniel made a couple more tries since then, but you know, everybody eventually realises that it's futile. But we have got Furry Vengeance having a go. Right. I think that we have old weird buildings. Not the most comfortable of buildings. The problem I've got is trying to... We've got a sign on this building of random woodness. What? Everything isn't as it seems. From Shelby. What? What? There's nothing down here. I'm confused. Is it really not? No, I don't know. I'm confused. Well, thanks for the message. I'll be sure to remember that. I thought, or am I just being stupid? I thought the jungle was kind of this way. Or am I just being stupid? I thought it was... Which way was it? See, I had coordinates during that episode to follow. And coordinates are always a benefit. Okay, we've got a few skeletons over here. Hell, we've got a hell of a lot of skeletons. Wow. Have I got any? Yeah, I've got some shears. Here we go. let's not try hitting them with the shears this time. Let's actually try the sensible... Well, I'm not going to complain about finding a horde of sheep, because I was saying that I needed some wool. Do I have any red flowers or dye? No, yellow. But... See, that's the great thing. The most efficient way, if I mean, this is, you know, ancient knowledge, really. You know, ancient knowledge sounds good, but no. What I mean is that it's not pro stuff, shall we say. But if I take, in this particular case, obviously some yellow flowers, we produce some dye. If I then dye a sheep with the yellow dye, it goes yellow. And then when I shear said sheep, it produces yellow wool. Very, very clever. And you're thinking, well, okay, that's one way of doing it. But, oh, here we go, some red flowers. It does actually mean that everything is a lot more efficient, because you end up with a lot more... Oh, God. You end up with a lot more red wool, or any kind of particular colour, if you dye the sheep and then harvest it. Well, you get between 1 and 3 bits of wool per sheep. Basically anywhere between 1 and 3. And there we go, got a bloody spider. Die. But if you dye the wool, you have to use 1 bit of dye per piece of wool. So you end up getting on average about twice as much dyed wool. And you can oh no, I nearly killed you, didn't I? So yeah, I mean, sometimes you'll only get 1 chunk of wool, and then you've not gained anything. But you've still got just as much as you would have got if you hadn't have dyed it, so it's... I don't know what I'm going to use. Oh, and the other thing to remember as well is that once you've dyed a sheep, that's it. It's that colour for life. So if it actually, if it eats some grass and becomes re-wool, it will then be that colour you dyed it again. It's a bit weird. I've heard, but I'm not 100% sure, but I've heard that if sheep breed that are different colours, it somehow makes the kids, the baby sheep, weird colours as well. I don't know exactly how it works. I probably don't want to know how that works, because that implies, of course, that dyeing sheep alters their DNA, which, as we all know, just isn't going to happen. Unless, of course, the dye from the red flowers has some kind of... oh my god. Has some kind of mutagenic property. God, I'm getting loads of coloured wool from this lot. It's crazy. Or rather, should I say, it's madness. So yeah, okay, we've got a lot of wool now. Okay, as far as finding the what's it goes, the jungle, I've not done a particularly good job, have I? Maybe I need to watch that episode and then remind myself. maybe it is kind of over there. I have sort of vague memories of it being across the water. Okay, I've got a lot of weird yellow wool. I'm not sure how useful it's going to be, but it's got to be useful for something. Ooh, I'm beginning to think this might be the right way. We've got an unloaded block here, or unloaded chunk, should I say. Well, the way I see it is collecting wool is... This looks familiar. Yeah, here we go. Yes. Here we go. Jungle time. I've got more sheep. Oh, we've got some red flowers up there. And more sheep. Wow, okay. I've got a load of rubbish in my inventory as per usual. Red is a regal colour. It also tends to be my kind of magey colour. So I'm going to probably need quite a lot of red. And I like red. Red's a good colour. It's a strong colour. You can... I mean, blue is also a very good colour. Bloody hell, you've reproduced your wool quickly. You cannot say that red is the easiest colour in the world to get in Minecraft. Blue is perhaps harder. Obviously purple. Purple, I mean, jeez. You need obviously red and blue for that. I ought to really go into... I know, one of those red sheep has regenerated its wool. I could probably do with producing some red dye. Hell, I could probably do with catching some sheep and actually farming the buggers, but, you know. Okay. So I've got 6 of these fish. It doesn't hurt to catch a few more, because when you find a cat, well, they're really... I mean, I would say that they're timid, but that almost sounds like they're weak. What it is that they're hard to get. And that's exactly what it is. They're hard to get. And they play it for all it's worth. I mean, you saw a couple of episodes back, 3 episodes back. I mean, how many fish did I feed that? Was it 4 fish, 3 fish? You think to yourself, well, surely that many fish, you know, that would keep me fed. So why does this tiny little cat need any more than that? No. It's not about how much it takes for the cat to feel full. It's how many does it think that's an awkward number. That's what it is. Cats are there to make your life awkward. I don't care what you say. That is their existence. To prove that They're better than you. Fact. Simple as that. It's all about an ego battle between the cat and the person that cat owns. Dwarf Fortress. Brilliant game. It got it spot on. See, the dwarves in Dwarf Fortress, they can own various animals, you know, dogs and cows and various other animals. It works the opposite way around with cats. The dwarves don't own the cats own the dwarf. The cat just picks a random dwarf in your group, and that's it. That dwarf is owned by that cat, and you cannot sever that connection without killing the cat. It's a right pain in the backside to figure out whether I've caught something or not. Come on. 9 fish should be enough. The OCD inside me says get 10, because it's a nice round number. But 10, what does 10 mean? 10 is just a number that humans have decided that 10 is an important number. 9 in many ways means more. Think about it. What does 10 mean mathematically? You think to yourself, well, you've got 10 fingers and thumbs, but it's like, so? What does that mean? 9 is like, that's the square of 3. And you might think, well, what does that mean? It's more mathematically viable than 10. I mean, what's 10? 2 times 5? What's the importance of any of that? And 2 and 5? Not particularly important numbers, are they? Hey, kitty, kitty, kitty. Hey, kitty, kitty. We've got cows in the jungle. Well, we had cows in the jungle. Come on. We have various cow products stuck. Bloody cats, where are they? What am I doing here? I'm going to all this effort for a bloody cat. What's the big deal? They scare creepers, I heard. Is that really worth it? No, I don't know. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Some bloody hole.